Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Jill. Thank you so much for tuning into the PRP project. This is my first video from Hong Kong. Today's March 1st, 2020, and if you're tuning in from anywhere in the world, you probably know that everyone's talking about the coronavirus right now. So I wanted to just maybe bring up the whole idea of what do you do when you need a facial or you need some skincare treatment during the time of an outbreak? I'm so glad that I can do it at home because there's no way I would be going into a clinic right now, being in close contact with other people, regardless of the fact of whether or not they're wearing masks and wearing gloves. I feel way more comfortable being able to control my own environment, do my own PRP facial at home. So that's what I'm gonna do. What I'd like to do today is I'm gonna go through like my regular PRP microneedling with the microneedling pen, but I'm gonna go pretty fast through all that stuff. And then over the next couple of days, I'm gonna keep checking in with you guys so that you can see what my skin looks like in the days following a microneedling treatment. So just to fill you in on what it's like to live in Hong Kong, I know we haven't had like a totally normal experience because of the coronavirus, but it has been awesome. Like, I love this city so much. It is so vibrant, there's so much energy here. I feel like we're just kind of scratching the surface right now of Hong Kong and what it has to offer, but I can't wait for the coronavirus stuff to lift a little bit more so that we can really start digging into to Hong Kong culture. Okay, so you guys know the drill. I'm gonna take off my makeup, get numbed up. I already have my PRP, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm gonna try to keep this really short because you guys have already seen me do microneedling with PRP, and then I'm gonna follow up with you guys in the days to come. One other thing, if you guys have any questions about PRP, about microneedling, anything, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you soon. I'm going to zoom in so you can see some of the small acne scars that I have from the last couple of weeks. I hope you can see, but yeah, this is the area that I'm talking about. And there's quite a few red marks here that I've had now for at least a couple of weeks, now that the acne is actually gone. And then a bunch up here too. These ones are smaller, but there's actually more of them. I'm hoping that microneedling with PRP is going to take care of that. First things first, I like to show this every time because it's so important, but swabbing your face with alcohol, you can't miss this step. So I'm just gonna show you every single time so that you don't forget. Okay, I have my PRP. I put it in a little dropper bottle this time. If you watched some of my videos before, you saw that it could get a little bit messy with the syringe. Gloves. Okay, I'm ready to get going. Yeah, I'm gonna go in at a 0.5. At probably a speed 3 because I couldn't even feel, I literally could not feel the 0.25. I'm gonna focus on my forehead a lot tonight. Turning it up to a 1. As you can see, I definitely have some good pinpoint bleeding up here, pretty major. I'm going to do one more application of PRP and another pass at a 1 millimeter depth, and then I'm going to move on. So yeah, that's probably the most bleeding that I've experienced. So at a 1.25 on my cheek, I can barely feel it and there's no pinpoint bleeding, so I'm going to go deeper. Okay, I'm really focusing on that area where I have the acne scar. Moving up to a 1.75 in my cheek. I'm going to try a 2.0 depth. And I'm working at the highest speed. This actually helps the needle glide quite a bit better, I'm noticing, the higher speed. Just going over the upper lip. Sorry, not the actual lip, just above my upper lip. Just a quick zoom in. Yes, there is definitely some bleeding. I'm not in any pain, and everything is very well controlled. I'm going to take the needle depth down to a 1.75, work my way up to the 2 millimeter depth. Time to try 2 millimeters on the right side. Just stamping in those areas where the skin is just a little bit thinner, and also where I have some of those acne scars. I'm feeling really good at 2 millimeters tonight, so that's a good sign. Okay, that is pretty red. I'm going to do one last mask of PRP, focus on my tear troughs, and bring that needle depth down to about a 1 or 0.75. So that's a 1, and it's fairly sensitive. I wouldn't go any deeper than that. Always do my eyebrows. And again, keeping the needle at that 90 degrees angle to your face is really important in the more sensitive areas like your under eye trough. Okay, I think I did it. I think if you've had a microneedling treatment at a clinic, this is pretty close to how you'll end up looking if your clinician goes, 2 to 3 millimeters. So don't be alarmed. I will pop in tomorrow morning and check in with you so you can see what I look like first thing. But yeah, I'm really happy with the result. My skin definitely has sort of like a mild sunburn sensation. Feels kind of hot, and I am going to use just like this little last bit of PRP before I go to bed tonight to kind of calm everything. I'm not going to wash my face. I'm not going to put on any hyaluronic acid, or actually I'm not going to put anything on my face other than PRP. I'm going to sleep with the PRP mask, and then in the morning I will wash everything off with water, and I'll probably use some hyaluronic acid just for a calming effect. I will check in with you tomorrow morning. Hi, good morning. You guys, I just shot a whole aftercare video and I realized I didn't turn on my mic. Shoot. Yeah, So here's what I've done. I'm using the video footage and putting a voiceover on top. It's not ideal, I know, but I wanted everyone to see the first day of my recovery. So here goes. Okay, so this is my skin about 12 hours post microneedling. You can see that it's pretty red, kind of looks like I have a sunburn, and actually that's exactly the way that it feels. It's not super painful, but it does feel tight and maybe just a little bit itchy. I'm going to show you some products that I like to use the day after. They're both from the NIOD line from Deciem, and I just feel that they really help in my recovery. One is a peptide, which is really great for building collagen, and the other is a hyaluronic acid, which is also super important in collagen production. So this is the copper amino isolate serum. This is the peptide, and all you do is just take a couple drops once a day, and it will sort of calm your skin, but also help it recover quickly. The next serum I like to use is the multi-molecular hyaluronic acid, and this is something that I use pretty much almost every day. It's great for kind of plumping out fine lines. It's also very gentle. I never have any sort of reaction when I put either of these two serums on my skin, so I feel like they are really perfect for my post microneedling recovery stage. I also recommend using some vitamin E if you're finding that your skin is feeling tight and dry. It really helps soothe your skin. And finally, perhaps the most important thing you should be using on your skin is a mineral-based sunscreen in the days following microneedling. Your skin is super vulnerable, so now is not the time to skip out on your sunscreen. I like to use a tinted mineral sunscreen because, as you can see in this video, it really helps to take down some of that redness. And again, it's very gentle, and this particular sunscreen from Peter Thomas Roth I find very soothing. Thanks for sticking it out. I hope that wasn't too painful. Back to your regularly scheduled programming, and apparently my terrible mic. Do I need a new mic? So here I am on day 2, and I'm having some pretty significant flaking, especially around kind of my mouth. And I always notice that on the times that I've either had microneedling in a clinic or I've done it on my own, the times that I go deeper, I definitely have sort of like a peeling or flaking for the first 2, almost 4 days sometimes. So I'm actually like really happy right now that even though my skin doesn't look great, I know it's gonna look really good in about a week's time. So these kind of like 2 to 4 days after microneedling usually are when my skin kind of looks the worst. In fact, like I even think that some of my fine lines are more prominent. You can see kind of like these dark patches in these regions here. That's indicative of skin that's all gonna flake off in the next couple of days, and it will reveal some nice, fresh, glowing skin underneath. So I can't wait for that. I'll do a close-up so that you can see what the sort of flaking looks like. So this is the area here that's kind of the worst or the best, depending on your point of view. but you can see this area that I really focused on. This is where I have that acne scar that's starting to come along now. And I expect that in the next day or two, I will see some peeling around my forehead. But yeah, all these kind of like darker areas here, that's where the peeling is gonna happen. Okay, that's it for day 2. I will check in with you guys again on days 3 and 4. Okay, day 3 after microneedling. I wanted to show you guys how I take my makeup off when my skin is pretty sensitive and actually peeling quite significantly. So I have quite a bit of skin here that is flaking off. Also, right in between my eyes. This area here. When it starts to peel, it's gonna start to feel kind of like itchy in wherever you're peeling. So I would definitely recommend using some vitamin E oil. That will calm your skin, make it feel like much more comfortable. I like to use an oil-based cleaner. This is by Deciem. It's called Low Viscosity Cleaning Ester. So I just put like a little bit in between my palm and I spread it around my skin. It feels really good, like it's so soothing. And then once I have a nice layer of the product all over my skin, I take like a dry washcloth and I'll just kind of like move in like small circles. Kind of helps to wipe the product off, and it also just really gently sloughs off the dead skin. So already like I had like a pretty big dry patch of skin that was very flaky and gross, and yeah, it's pretty much gone now. So you want to be gentle. Let the skin come off naturally. You do have to be kind of ready after microneedling to have maybe like 2 to 3 days of downtime when it comes to dry skin. Okay, so hopefully with this peel in the next couple of days, we'll be able to see a much more renewed and fresh complexion. I'll explain a little bit about what I did these last 2 days. On day 4, I felt that the peeling and flaking was sort of at its peak and that my skin was really starting to recover. So I went ahead and used one of my favorite combinations from The Ordinary, Reservatrol and Ferulic acid, which is a fantastic antioxidant, combined with this vitamin C powder. I use this combination all the time and I find it just works wonders. It makes my skin bright and smooth and clear, and it really costs like $10, $12 for both of them, so it's great. One thing that if you haven't used this before, this can be a little bit intimidating, so just want to show you. It comes with, it's actually like a powder. So I just take one of these little scoops, I put it in my hand, and then I take about, say like a pretty healthy dropper of the ferulic acid, and then I just mix it together, and it will form sort of like what I would call sort of like a loose paste. So it's probably the kind of thing that you want to put on at nighttime. So I'm actually not going to put this on right now because I want to do a little bit more of a close-up of my skin, but I am going to put it on my neck and my chest. So the vitamin C and the ferulic acid I used right after I exfoliated my skin. If you have sensitive skin, I would maybe wait until the 5th or 6th day to try something like that, because there was a pretty significant kind of stinging for about, I would say, 3-4 minutes. Nothing that I couldn't handle. It was fine. Like, I kind of knew what I was getting into, but just be advised that if you are going to try that combination after microneedling, just do like a little, test spot just to see how your skin feels, because it can be a little bit intense for some people. After I put on the serum, I used this brightening mask by Dr. Jart. It really helped to soothe my skin. So if you are going to use this combination, definitely try putting a mask on over top, because that felt really good. And then when I took everything off, my skin looked like phenomenal. I have very little makeup. I don't have any real makeup on right now, just some tinted sunscreen, a bit of bronzer, mascara, and lipstick. So I hope you feel that you're getting sort of a true picture of what my skin looks like. I still definitely have these little darker marks here. Those will take some time to fade. But overall, in terms of just the brightness of my skin, the texture of my skin especially feels like so good right now. And then in my forehead too, I'm still feeling some dryness and flakiness. I think that will probably be gone by tomorrow. But as I mentioned before, you're not going to see those sort of reduction in fine lines for at least a couple of weeks, probably like 3 to 4 weeks after microneedling. So I'm not even expecting that right now. I just want to show you guys that even though my skin looked super rough about 4 days ago, I think it's looking great right now. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been informative for you, and please do comment. Let me know if you like this video. Hit subscribe, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.